I think that this year I did notice that fungicide application, even though we weren't in a high disease year, there was differences in basically drought tolerance with the treated fungicide plants versus untreated. I had a farmer fields across the road from each other. One field was not sprayed with fungicide, the other field, same variety, sprayed with fungicide. You could definitely see some drought tolerance aspects there. So I do think even if we're not in a high disease year, you're getting those plant health benefits. And then I also noticed kind of successes based off of if we're making sure we're getting in the field not too early, making sure the soil conditions are adequate, so that way we're not having any compaction or sidewall smearing, and the root growth can be good early on in season, so that we're setting up ourselves for success later on.
Yeah, so corn this year, unfortunately, we've had a very variable growing season. Depending on the region that you're in, you might have had very cold and wet conditions to start, so hard to get into the field. We did see people that got planted early in those cool conditions where the corn was stressed early as a result, coming up with it being in cold, wet soils, not always ideal. And then when you add another stress on with drought later on, it's a bit of a double whammy, so that corn has tended to suffer a little bit more. Big thing that you see across many regions, which is a problem every time we have really hot and dry conditions, is your tasseling and flowering, and pollination becomes an issue. You need to have rainfall during pollination to get good pollination. So some of the fields that we've seen that struggled, not just because of lack of water, but pollinating issues as well. So then you get cobs that aren't fully filled, poor grain development, and it just compacts everything and adds very much to more and more trouble, which nobody wants on any given year. Unfortunately, what guys could do with a situation like this year, it's very hard to say. They could do everything well, get planted in great conditions, but if we don't get the weather, then that's a real determining factor in what their success is going to be. They can pick their hybrid, have great fertilization, the right field for the right plant, and that can be limiting. What can you do? Just every year improve on your situation, get your soil health up to date, start with the basics, get your pHs set and your liming down, and then work on your fertility from there. We're always encouraging as a company for people to really get into cover crop use. You can get, fix your nitrogen soil with cover crops, keep that organic matter, continually building on that every year. It's a great way, if you do have manure to work with, to spread onto your cover crops, work into your soil, just get that soil health to be a real priority. That'll go a long way to help the plant kind of get through some stressful conditions, but it's not always going to be 100%. You can only do so much. More and more you can use, there's more and more new products as far as fungicides, which can help to give total plant health a real uptick, if you will. It allows that plant to go get its full potential as opposed to shut down early. Problem is, on a year where everything is stressed and guys are worried and crop prices are a little iffy, you don't always want to put that extra amount into the field. As a company, and all companies, we're very conscious that it's a lot of cost involved in farming these days, and you have to pick and choose on what you do in certain years. So if it's a tough year, you might not want to do those added things to get going, but those are the things in the long run that are going to help and really ensure that you're doing the most that you can to get a really good crop.